For several weeks, Fox 13 News has been digging into complaints filed against a dog daycare in Seattle, and tonight we're sharing our findings with you.
About 2 weeks ago, the dog resort in Soto caught fire. Several dogs got out. One was hit and killed by a car. And in February, their Lake City location also burned when a dryer caught fire. We now know there are formal complaints filed against the business for poor sanitation, another dog death, and an employee accused of urinating in front of the dogs.
Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling joining us now with what else she's learned. Jen?
Good evening. These documents I obtained through a public information request from the county show more than a dozen complaints against both the South Seattle facility and the Lake City facility as well. I talked to a former employee that said most of these issues could have been resolved through better staffing and better training. However, he says some of the more serious allegations would have likely required a larger fix.
We were overbooked all the time. Over 100 dogs at any given time.
Former employee Nicholas Fontanilla worked for the dog resort for around 5 years at the Lake City location, and after a fire there at the location in South Seattle as well.
We were always hoping somebody would be investigating the place.
King County public health records show that both locations were investigated after at least 16 complaints were sent in regarding owner Mona Ellisuti and her business. These photos were taken during some of the inspections.
None of us were there for her. We were there because we love the dogs.
Documents show many complained about unsanitary conditions. One of the most recent dated November 21st, 2023, when an owner stated that their pet would come back smelling of urine and feces and just dirty dog. April 13, 2023, a complaint also reported that dogs are covered in their own filth as the tiny cement potty area is not cleaned.
She would make sure we had to charge them for baths. So it's like we were stuck between a hard place. Like, we want to give them a bath because this is ridiculous, but they didn't pay for a bath or we get into trouble.
In April, a complainant also wrote, earlier this week, a dog got out of the property and was killed by a car. This incident was ignored by employees, and the dog's family were not informed until hours later when the body was picked up by the highway patrol.
I remember when the dog got hit and killed. I think I was still definitely working there at the time.
Another complaint later stated that the dog's name was Nori, and they think that one of the doors was not secure and could be pushed open.
She has everybody so exhausted, so tired. You know, the facility isn't necessarily organized right. She doesn't have people necessarily trained up right. Accidents do happen.
Understaffing issues were outlined last summer when a complaint stated 140 dogs cared for by 3 employees on Sunday, August 27th, 2023. Caller states she believes Mona puts her staff in unsafe situations.
I do remember there was a Christmas time that I think we clocked in close to, if not a little bit over 200 dogs.
Several dogs were also reported as having escaped but survived. In August, it was reported a dog was lost in their care and was found many neighborhoods away, injured and scared.
Dogs getting wounded happened all the time, and unless one of us more dedicated people were on call to take care of it, she wouldn't want anything done. And definitely we weren't supposed to talk to parents, dog parents. That was her job, or, you know, one of the manager's jobs.
Some of the most disturbing allegations came when someone reported there was an employee who, quote, urinates on dogs. The complaint also stated a male employee commonly pees on the floor in front of the dogs to assert his dominance. He also harasses and threatens female employees. We knocked on Ellisuti's listed address. The person inside didn't answer. She did respond to Fox 13 through email later, stating she's considering an interview, but no comment yet.
I hope something can be done.
Public Health Pet Business Program conducts an annual inspection for each permitted facility, and a spokesperson sent a statement saying that 2 months before the fire, they issued an order to suspend the facility's health permit, but the owner requested to appeal it. Because of this, she was able to continue operating while they worked through the process. And public health officials say they did conduct a site visit the day after the Soto fire. Because of structural damage, they say the permit is now inactive, but it could be reinstated at a later date. Reporting live in Seattle, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.